Okay, hello everyone. My name is Daniel Ogbe. I'm starting this little series just to document my trades. I'm a technical analyst and I analyze the charts as a side thing. And I'm also a software engineer, but that's not what the video is about. So, let's just get into it, right? Because I have limited time to record this and I want to give out as much as possible. So what I have here is GBPUSD, that has proven to be my first trade of the year. Right? Happy New Year once again, and to everyone there. For all my traders, wishing you a very profitable 2025. My goal personally is to become a six-figure life funded trader, and well, I'm here to document my journey on that. So what we have here is GBPUSD, and GBPUSD last year, I think Q4 of last year, was making really good bearish movements. So we had here, this is a weekly time frame by the way. I usually start on a monthly, but I have limited time to record this, have meetings and all that, right? So we start off on a weekly. Now, this is a bearish engulfing candle on a weekly that has signified a turnaround in trend. We had this move to the upside. We're having higher highs and higher lows, but we got to a point, we had a bearish engulfing candle, and then we started heading lower, causing lower lows and lower highs, as you can see here. My trade as of last year, if I go over to a daily to see things clearly, my trade as of last year was around here, and it was pretty simple. We have a key level, we broke below the key level, we retested it, my entries were here, my SL was above, and then we just rallied all the way to this green line. Was here long before now anyway, but I mean it doesn't matter now. So that was a nice trade, right? So who is adding me to this group? Anyway, that was a nice trade, right? And we are back for round two. We are back again for a second round. And my play here is really a trend continuation. We've had these lower lows and we've had these lower highs, and then we've put in a lower low. What does that tell you? We are coming to put in a lower high, right? Now, my I like to use pending orders because I'm not a fan of checking my time and running to my charts every day. So I like to use pending orders as a way of the market coming to me, right, and triggering me, and then we proceed from there, right? So on a daily time frame, what can I tell you? I can tell you that we are retracing. We haven't gotten to the end of the retracement. We came here, which was the previous 100% retracement point, right? If you took this trade, here would be your 100% retracement point. Let me hide this so that it doesn't. How can I hide this here? Okay, let me hide this so it doesn't confuse you. So if you took this trade from here, here would be your 100% retracement point and then your TP, right? We got here and people started selling. I started seeing some people talk about selling here. I wasn't convinced about selling here. I wanted the touch of this trend line. Why did I want the touch of this trend line? Because if you draw your Fibonacci from swing high here to swing low here, you see it fits nicely. Also, it lines up with our trend line on a daily time frame, which is the first touch. This is the second touch. This is going to be the third touch of this trend line. Now, I use the top-down analysis for my analysis because it works, right? Shout out to shout out to Dr. Willis, my forex mentor for a bit, and I use that to trade, right? But let's get on with the video. This is our third touch of the trend line, and it lines up nicely with our Fibonacci levels. This is the 0.5 and this is the 0.618. Now, these levels are really key when it comes to entering the market for me, right? And we are approaching this key. You see, I highlighted it really nicely with this bar. That's why I was not really concerned about selling here or having a, like I have here now. I have a pending order here, but I was not really comfortable with having one here because despite the fact that this was a support now turned resistance, I knew it could it. There's a very slim chance that it would hold because it is the start of the year and things are still it's still be shaky, right? So we still need to be on the safe side. And how do you be on the safe side? By following your damn strategy to the core. Anyway, now we are currently here above the previous support. So we have broken it and we are there. Let me scale over to a 4 hour time frame, which is going to be the last time frame I touched before I say goodbye on this. So we are down at the 4 hour, and there are a lot of oscillations when on the 4 hour. You see, we have this guy, just all over the place. But our retracement has been rather steep. Now we got here, we had a bit of sideways movement, and then we are back again. It seems like we are pushing up, right? It seems that we still have some room to push to the upside. If you use RSI like I do, you'll be able to see the strength index of a particular move, and I use it to judge certain things like how far does a market like how much space still does a market have in a certain direction when it comes to retracements, right? And although we are approaching the overbought region, but we are not quite there. And my educated guess is we most likely would pull back into this region of this confluence zone here before we start heading down. Now, what is my play? I have already had my pending order here. I am not, this is not talk. I already have my pending order here. If I get stopped out, so be it. I have my pending order here in the middle of the confluence. I have a way I plot out where exactly I want my levels to be at when it comes to my exact entry. But when it comes to region, you can work with this, right? I already have my levels here. This is my entry. This is my SL well above the confluence region. And then we are gunning for a total of 340 to 350 pips, right? In between here, there will be retracement, and I'll come still to let you know how I'm taking advantage of the retracement. But for a first time trade, this is what I'm working with, right? And just a note to myself on concerns. I have very few concerns on this trade. One, I am heavily bearish. I am like 85% bearish on this, right? My only concern is the danger of using pending order, which I am very much aware of. We can come in here, trigger me, and then blow up all the way up still to hit my SL. I understand that. If we get here and it still seems, by the time I check my RSI and check the market behavior, it seems we are still moving to the upside, I would minimize my risk. I would take measures to minimize my risk, right? If I'm going to handle 100K in whatever, it could be prop, it could be my own personal money. If I'm to manage that amount of money, I need to build this discipline from now, right? So I would get here, and if I'm triggered and it still seems that we might get to the upside, then I will just take in measures to make sure that I am not in a losing trade, right? I'm risking a very a very decent amount in terms of my percentage, and I hope I hope this goes on to be a profitable trade, right? Now, for I'm just going to pause this here for a second so that you can get my entry prices, my SL prices, and my TP prices. So my entry is 1.26042. You can see it on the screen. My profit, my TP is 1.22639 overall. My SL is 1.26649. So these are my levels. This is my play. I have placed this on all my accounts, right? I have about three accounts now. I'm currently managing two or more props, and then one I trade my personal funds on there, right? So I've placed this. I'm documenting this now. After this documentation, I'll close this, and by the time I come back, maybe tomorrow, I hope that we have done something here. If we do not get, and this is something I want to note to myself as well, if we do not get to the confluence and we start turning around, it's a very simple thing, right? If we don't do this, right? If we don't do this and start coming down, and we just from here start heading down, what I would do is look at this guy here. Oh shit, sorry. Look at this guy here. This is looking like a shoulder, this is looking like a head. So I'm betting on this, that this might be an area where we would have at least some amount of retracement, right? At least an amount of retracement. So what I'm going to do is mark this guy here. You see, if I elongate itself, we have something cooking on this side, right? If I aligns with the wick here and then here. So my guess is if we do not get into here and we start turning down, we would reach a point where we will now retest this key level, and then this is where I would want to obviously sell. SL will come above all of this, and then we continue heading to the downside. So either way, I am still very much bearish on GBPUSD, and I would be having a couple of these videos to check on these trades, to document my journey. And happy 2025, everybody. And if you're a trader out there, the goal for me is 100K live funded in prop or in my personal accounts. I live in Nigeria, so 100K is a lot, right? So yeah, take it easy, and again, happy new year.